Hey guys, today we are going to be on session 3 and we're going to be solving problems using data and a line plot. So nothing new here. I'm just going to give you line plots with X's already on them and ask you guys to do some different things with them. So let's go ahead and get started. Um, since we already did multiplying mixed numbers today, I am just going to do this bottom one just to make sure that we remember how we are subtracting mixed numbers. So please remember, find a common denominator. That's going to be 4. So it's going to be 2 and 2/4 minus 1 and 3/4. I cannot do this. I cannot do the 2 minus the 3. So I'm going to have to borrow 1, add my denominator to my numerator. So I will have 1 and 6/4. I can now go ahead and do that. And my answer would be 3/4. So just again, quick reminder. So let's go ahead and get started with today's lesson. So here they give us a line plot. So again, my first thing that I would want you guys to do is it gives us like the length in minutes, it gives us the song lengths, it gives us the title, gives us all that good stuff. I would like to know what is in between. Go ahead and mark everything in between. So it looks like we have 1, 2, 3 in between. So these are going to be 2 1/4, 2 1/2. And honestly, guys, what I would do here is just go ahead and make these the same. So this would be 2 2/4, and then 2 3/4. So go ahead and make them all the same. So 3 1/4, 3 2/4, 3 3/4, and lastly 4 1/4, 4 2/4, 4 3/4. And the last thing I would do here, guys, is go ahead and set my numbers above fourths, so my whole numbers. So just remember what that looks like. So what number would I need above 4 to make 3? And that would be 12/4. You know what? Let's just leave that as 3 right now. Let's just go and leave that at 3 for the purposes of this question. We could probably just leave it like that, period. So now I've got all of that done. My chart is done. All of them have the same denominator except for the whole numbers, which we don't really need to add because those are whole numbers. So let's read the actual question right here, starting with Ron. Ron adds 2 new songs to his playlist. His new playlist is now 34 minutes in length. What are 2 possible lengths for the new songs? So a couple of things here. It says it doesn't tell you what his playlist is now. It says that he adds 2 more songs and then it is 34 minutes. So first thing that we're going to have to do is add up all of these numbers to figure out how long it is. And it's not going to be 34 minutes because it says Ron adds 2 new songs for it to be 34 minutes. So we've got to figure out what all of those are first and then figure out how much time it is from that until 34 and then kind of go from there. And then I also want you to understand this word right here, possible lengths, which is usually tells us that there's going to be more than one answer here. So let's go ahead and look at this, and I'm going to do it with you. So what we are going to do here, excuse me, is we're going to add all of these x's up. And once we add all these x's up, it'll give us a certain amount of minutes. And once we have that certain amount of minutes, it is going to tell us how much time it is now, and then we've got to figure out how much time it is to 34. So let's go ahead and jump into that. So here, I have 2 2/4. So 2 2/4 plus 2 3/4, which are these two. Go ahead and add those together, and I will get 4 5/4, or 5 1/4. Okay, so now I have 5 1/4. Now I'm going to add, it looks like it's 3 plus 3, which is 6. So I'm going to add that to plus 6 here, and I'm going to have 11 1/4. So now that is done. So 11 1/4. None here, none here. So now I've got to add 3 3/4. So I have 11 1/4 plus 3 3/4. Go ahead and add those two together. And I'm going to have 1 plus 3 is 4 over 4. 11 plus 3 is 14. Well, 14 4/4, that 4/4 equals 1. So as of right now, my answer is 15. Again, you guys are going to see these are going to take some time. You're not going to have near as many problems here today. Now I've got to add these together. So I have 4 plus 4 is 8. So 15 plus 8 is going to give me 23. And then I only have one more fraction left. So I'm going to go back over here and I'm going to have 23 plus, what is that, 4 and 2/4. Add that together. I have 2/4 here and 27 and 2/4. Now, so we know that as of right now, Ron's playlist is 27 and 2/4 minutes long. 27 and 2/4 minutes long. But the question says that's originally on the line plot. That's how long it is. But the question says he adds 2 new songs to his playlist, and it is now 34 minutes. So I've got to figure out 34 minus 27 and 2/4, and then I've got to figure out 2 songs that would add together to give me that amount. So let's see how much longer now Ron's new playlist is than his original one the chart showed. So we would take 34 minus 27 and 2/4. So here I have nothing. Okay, so it's 34 minus 27, but I have 2/4 here. So essentially that is 0/4. I cannot do 0 minus 2, so I've got to borrow 1. So that is now 33. 4 plus 0 is 4. So I have 33 and 4/4 minus 27 and 2/4. That's 2/4. That's 6. So I have got to figure out. So this is how long his 2 new songs are. 6 and 2/4. So 2 new songs equals 6 and 2/4. I have to figure out now what 2 numbers can I add together that are on the chart up here. It's got to be on the chart that would give me 6 and 2/4. And guys, that's going to be a whole host of numbers. So that can be 2 plus 4 and 2/4. That could be 2 and 1/4 plus 2 and 1/4. That can be 2 and 2/4 plus 4. 2 and 3/4 plus 3 and 3/4. That can be 3 plus 3 and 2/4. And that can be 3 and 1/4 plus 3 and 1/4. So you guys see now that there's a whole host of answers. If you have any one of these 4 answers, you would be correct. So again, what we did here is we added up all the numbers, figured out that it was 27 and 2/4 minutes long. It said that Ron added 2 new songs to get to 34 minutes. So we took 34 minus 27 and 2/4 and figured out that his new ones are 6 and 2/4. So we had to figure out what combinations of numbers could give us 6 and 2/4 that are up here on the chart. So I started with 2 here and just figured it out from there. So any one of these 6 numbers would give you guys an answer. So hopefully that helps. Let's go ahead and move on and see what else we have here. So now we are going to actually, you guys are going to be in charge of doing page 566, numbers 7 through 9. I'm going to go through these real quick with you. 566, numbers 7 through 9. Ronaldo, collects 10 shells at the beach and weighs each of them. He uses the line plot below to display the data. So it's all there. What is the difference between the weights of the lightest and the heaviest that he collected? So you guys, the heaviest is here. The lightest is here. You've got to tell me what the difference is. So you have to subtract them. Again, I would go through and redo your fractions to make it a little bit easier, especially since we're using this fraction bar here for the next 3 problems. So what I would do is figure out how many are in between. It looks like there are 8 between each one. So this one would be 9 and 1/8, 9 and 2/8, 9 and 3/8, 9 and 4/8, 9 and 5/8, 9 and 6/8, 9 and 7/8, and then I would continue it on to the end here. So again, 11 and 1/8, 2/8, 11 and 3/8, 4/8, 11 and 5/8, 11 and 6/8, and 11 and 7/8. I guess I'd go ahead and do that for 10. 10 and 8, 2/8, 10 and 3/8, 4/8, 10 and 5/8, 10 and 6/8, and 10 and 7/8. So go ahead and do that. And then you guys just got to tell me what's the difference between those two arrows there. On the next page, it says, what is the total weight of the shells Renato collected that weighed less than 10.5 ounces? So here's 10.5. Now that does not count because it says less than 10.5. So you are only looking at 1, 2, 3. Oh, sorry, went the wrong way there. 4. You're only looking at those 4 fractions, adding all those up together, and then going from there. And then lastly, it says, what is the total weights that he collected most often? So you're looking for the one with the most X's here. This one right here has the most X's. So you would take those 3, which is 11 and 1/8, and add all those together. So you guys go ahead and do 7, 8, and 9. Come back here and we will check your work. All right, guys, so looking at number 7 here, it says, what is the difference between the weights of the lightest and the heaviest that Ronaldo collected? So we've already talked about here, and we've already made our fractions. We are going to subtract the heaviest one, which is right here. That is 11 and 6/8 minus, and that is 9 and 1/8. So as you guys see, if we make all of the fractions have a common denominator, it makes it so much easier for us to subtract there. So let's go ahead and subtract those. I have 11 and 6/8 minus 9 and 1/8. 6 minus 1 is 5/8. 11 minus 9 is 2. So 2 and 5/8 would be my answer. And let's go ahead and go to the next one. And it says, I know you guys have already done this, so I'm going to go ahead and make my fractions all the same here. That'd be 9 4/8, 9 5/8. And then this would be 9 and 1/8 here. So it says, add up, what is the total that he collected that weighed less than 10.5 ounces? So here's 10.5. We take this and we don't use it because it says less. So we are only looking at the 4 with arrows on them. So I'm going to add all of those together. So I'm going to start with 9 and 1/8 plus 9 and 5/8. And I'm going to get 18 and 6/8. So I'm going to go ahead and erase that. I'm going to go ahead and mark these 2 out because I'm done with them. And then I have 10 and 2/8 plus 10 and 2/8. So I'm going to add those 2 together. And it doesn't matter how you guys do this. And that would be 20 and 4/8. So now I'm going to add those 2 together. And I'm going to get 10/8 and 38. So 38 and 10/8. And we know that 10/8 would equal 2/8 and 39. So 39 and 2/8, or 39 and 1/4. Okay, so I would take either answer there. So let's go ahead and move on to the next one. What is the total weight that he collected most often? And again, we are only looking at 11 and 1/8 because he did it. So we could do this like this. We could just do 11 and 1/8, and we could multiply that by 3. Or we could do 11 and 1/8, 11 and 1/8, 11 and 1/8. Add all those together. I have 3/8 and 33. So 33 and 3/8 would be our answer. So C. All right. So let's go ahead and look at what you guys have for the rest of the day. And let's talk about these answers real quick, and then I will let you guys get going. You are going to need this example to get you guys started. Actually, for the first 2 problems, you'll need the example. And then once you move over to 3, 4, 5, you'll use the other example. So how long of a line can Miguel make using all 3/8 inch strips? We need to first label this. So let's count how many we have here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this looks like an 1/8, 2/8, 3/8, 4/8, 5/8, 6/8, 7/8, and then 8/8 would be 1, So, what they're asking here is how long a line can Miguel make using all 3/8 strips? So, in layman's terms, what they're asking you guys to do is take all the 3/8 x's and add them together. So, let's see how many we have. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So, we can do over here 3/8 plus 3/8 plus 3/8. We can continue doing that 7 times, or we can do 3/8 times 7. Okay, so we can do that. And it says, what is the difference between a line made? So that's for number one. Number two, what is the difference between a line made with all 3/8 inch strips and a line made with all 3/4 inch strips? So what we would have to do here, guys, is we would take our answer for number one, subtract it from 4/8 times whatever that number of x's is, and then that would be our answer. So go ahead and try 1 and 2, and then come back and we will check those answers. All right, guys. So I just erased that. Remember before we said we were going to take 3/8 and we're going to multiply it by 7. So please remember back any number, we can put a 1 under it, make it a fraction. If we multiply, we're going straight across. So 3 times 7 is 21 over 8. All right, so we have 21 over 8 there. I would just leave it there. If you don't want to leave it there, um, that also equals 2 and 5/8. All right, now the next one says that we've got to take this 4/8 line here, or this, this 3/4 line, which is we're going to be right here, 3/4 line. So we got to take 6/8, and we got to figure out how many times or how many numbers are there x's with 6/8, and that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we can take 8, multiply it by 6/8. Put my 1 under there. I get 48 over 8. And 48 over 8 is 6. Okay, but I'm going to leave it as 48 over 8 because remember, it's asking what is the difference between the 3/4 and the 3/8. So difference means subtract. So I'm going to take 48 over 8, and I'm going to subtract 21 over 8, and I am going to come up with an answer of 727 over 8, or 3 and 3/8. Right, so that would be the difference between the two lengths. All right, this one on number 3. So we're still talking about Miguel. They gave us all of our numbers here. I would highly suggest again we go through and make these 8s, 3/8, 4/8, 5/8, 6/8, 7/8, and 1. It says if Miguel uses 2 of each strip length that he has to make a line, how long would the line be? So what number 3 is saying, guys, is we're going to take all of these and we're only going to act like he has 2 of each one. And if he has 2 of each one, we add all those up together and then we figure out how long that would be. All right, so that would be for number 3. Number 4 says if he adds another, we're actually going to skip number 4. We're not going to do number 4. And then number 5, if Miguel makes a line with all the 5/8 inch strips, what is the total length in inches? So we would take those 5/8. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those. And we would multiply that by 5/8 to give us our answer. So go ahead and do numbers 3 and 4, and we will come back and check your answers. All right. So let's go ahead and look at number 3. It says if Miguel has 2 of each of these, how long would it be? So I'm going to go ahead and, again, mark all those off for us. So we would have essentially 2/8 plus 2/8, and that equals 4/8. So our first one is 4/8. We have 3/8 plus 3/8, 3/8 plus 3/8, and that equals 6/8. Okay. So we have this one and this one. Now we're going to move to 4/8. Sorry about that. Go back here. So 4/8 plus 4/8, and that equals 8/8. So that's another one we're going to use. And then we have 5/8 plus 5/8, and we're going to have 10/8. And then we have 6/8 plus 6/8. 6/8 plus 6/8, and that equals 12/8. So what we're doing here, guys, is we have to add up now all of these extra numbers that we have to figure out how long it would be if he had 2 of each one. And again, if you're not keeping your work organized, this is going to be really hard. All right, so 12 plus 10 is 22, plus 8 is 30, 36, and 40. So the total would be 40 over 8, or 5 inches, because it tells us the length in inches. We skipped to number 4. So number 5 says, if Miguel makes a line with all the 5/8 inch strips, what is the total length? Well, here's our 5/8 right here. So we are going to take 5/8, multiply it by 2 over 1, and get 10 over 8, or what is that? 1 2/8, or 1 1/4. All of those would be our answers. Please make sure that you guys complete the fluency today, as well as your math facts and daily math. That is it for today. If you need to go back and watch the video, please do that. If not, have a good day. I'll see you guys soon.